Hello YouTube and welcome to another Linux tutorial. So in this video I will show you how to use Cockpit under Linux. So are you ready? Let's get started. So first of all, what is Cockpit? Okay, so Cockpit actually is an administration tool that will help you to administer your servers under Linux. So first of all, let me show you the web page of this project. So as you can see here, this is Cockpit homepage. So you can see here the easy to use, integrated, glanceable and open web-based interface for your servers. Okay, so this is Cockpit. It has a beautiful interface that will help you to administer your servers. So if you go here to install, you can see that the installation and setup for different Linux distributions. So for example, here you can see it's available for Fedora, Red Hat Enterprise Linux, which we'll be using in a moment. Also for Sirius, CentOS, Debian of course, and Ubuntu and Arch Linux too. So if you go to your specific distribution, you can find the instruction how to install it. So I'll be using here Red Hat Enterprise Linux. So let's dive into it. So here you can see if you have, for example, Red Hat Enterprise Linux version 7, you have to enable the extra repositories in order to install it. Okay, so let me go to the terminal and show you how you can do that. Okay, so here I'm using Red Hat Enterprise Linux version 8. I already enabled extra repositories. So first of all, I will be installing using sudo command because I must have root privileges in order to install that package. So here I'm using DNF. If you don't know how to use DNF, you can see my last video. I show you a bunch of commands that shows you how to install any packages under Red Hat Enterprise Linux. Of course, you can use also yum, or if you are under any based Debian distribution, you can use apt or apt-get install in order to install the package. Okay, so here I will be using DNF install, and of course the name of the package, which is Cockpit, and also I will install the dashboard called Cockpit not put minus dashboard. Here we go. So let's see if we have something here. I'll enter my password. Here we go. Now it's updating subscription manager repositories for Red Hat Enterprise Linux. Okay, now it's searching for the package. And voila, I have a package. It's not too big, so I will answer yes because it's okay for me, and the package is now being installed. So now it's completed. So normally I can now get access to this server. Okay, so let's reach the web page. Normally it's available under localhost. Okay, localhost, and the port is 9090. I have nothing. That's normal. That's normal because we didn't actually start the service. So let me first start the service. So I'll use here systemctl start, and the name of the service is Cockpit. Here we go. I have to provide my root password here. Et voila. Now let's check the state of this service, if it's running or not. Now you can see it's active and running. Okay, so now let's return back to our web page and refresh it. Remember to use the port 9090 by default. Here we go. Now we have access to this beautiful web page. As you can see here, the logo for Red Hat, because I forgot to tell you that the Cockpit is sponsored by Red Hat. Okay, so here you will provide the same credentials that you use if you want to enter your Linux box. Yes, here we go, and let's log in and see what we have here. Et voila. So you can see this is my login, and this is my host name, the name of this station I'm working on. So the first page here actually here displays the name of my system, which is Red Hat Enterprise Linux version 8.3 OTPA. Yes, of course here we can restart it, you can shut down your system if you want, because remember, Cockpit is used to administer your server. Here is the last login. Here is the health of our system. So you can see here the system is up to date. Okay, the usage, you can see how many CPUs are used, the percentage of CPUs that are used, and also for the memory. So here I have 4 logical cores, and I have almost 6 gigabytes of memory of RAM. Of course you can see the graphs if you want. So you can see here I have a beautiful interface here, and of course you have to wait a little bit in order to refresh, to get the refreshing of these graphs. Okay, so here you see also the network traffic. You can see here I have almost nothing, but let me run something on the background, some music. Okay, let's see if we get now something. And voila, you can see that my network interface responds to the download of this music here on YouTube. So it's working like a charm. So let's return back to our dashboard here. You can see the graphics and also the time here. So we were in the overview of our system. We have the model of our station here. It's Dell Optiplex 7010, and the tags and uptime also. So here you have the configuration, that you have so many things to administer your server. You have also access to the logs. So here you can see all the logs of your system. You can of course filter by time, priority, identifier, or any text if you want. You can choose here, for example, identifier. If you want to see the logs just for the kernel, you can choose it from here. So you have a bunch of filters that you can use in order to administer your servers. You can also take a look at storage. Here we go. You can see the reading and the writing live. And here are the different mount point and the partitions in your system. Okay. Of course, you have also the storage logs. So it's pretty nice tool that you can use every day in order to administer your servers. And here also at the left You can add another host. If you have an IP address of another host of another server that you can use, you can add it here, and you can have access to all your servers in this dashboard here. So let's continue. After storage we have networking. We already take a look at this. Of course, you have here your firewall. You can turn it off, turn it on. You have the name of the different interfaces that you have, and here you can see how many bytes per second you are sending and you are receiving. Okay, and this is my IP address, local IP address actually, and of course networking logs. You have also access to your accounts. You can create new accounts. You can take a look at the current accounts that you have in your system. Okay, and the most important, not the most important, but one of the most important section in your this dashboard is your services. So here you can take a look at the services that are running in your system. Of course, it will take some time in order to gather information about services in your system, because some are running and some are disabled by default. Here we go. So you can see also you have the filters. You have system services that are running. And here you can see the Cockpit model or updater service that is not running, but you can turn it on or off if you want. You can also choose the targets, the sockets, the timer. So all the available options for your services are here, and of course you can filter by the enabled one, the disabled one, or the static ones. And at the end you have some tools for application, also from diagnostic reports or kernel dumps, because you can dump your kernel or test your configuration if you want. And this is another section also for SE Linux, which is the default firewall for Red Hat Enterprise Linux. I already made a subject about this SE Linux. It's very important policies that you can apply in your system. Of course, you can also take a look at software updates in your system. Here it's refreshing the packages information, and it will tell you if there are some available updates or not. Okay, so of course it will take some time in order to check all the packages and check also the dependencies. Here you have the subscription that you have in your system. At the end you have a terminal. It's like the terminal that you will use, so you can here enter any command you want. For example, uptime, let's say the uptime, so it's running for almost 2 days, and this is the current time. So any commands you can also run it from here. Of course, you can change the dark and the blue if you want appearance as you need. So this is the Cockpit dashboard. It's pretty easy interface, web interface that you can use in order to administer your servers. Of course, if you want to allow this to be running from other machines, all you have to do is to actually expose this port here. You can expose it to the other servers. Okay, and you have also, this is the help. You can also change the display language. Of course, you can add your SSH keys, and finally you can log out. Okay, so that was just a brief introduction about this beautiful administration tool called Cockpit. As always, I hope it has been informative for you, and I want to thank you for viewing. Bye bye.